Great. Thanks for joining us. So we have Sylvan here from Starboard. Today's session is on catching up with the new data economy. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. I'll eat until towards the end. Sylvan, I'll leave it up to you.
All right, sorry about it. It seems like there's a network connection problem, but please just let me know if you guys are not hearing me again, right? I'll try my best. But very nice to meet everybody. My name is Sylvan. I work at Starboard. Mainly in working on research and product. So today I want to, just really bring up the topic about the new data economy. Of course, I'm talking about Filecoin. I want to talk about what is really unique about this new ecosystem and what's exciting about FVM. What are the things that we could potentially do with FVM, and how could some of our Starboard products help you navigate through this wonderful ecosystem. So a brief introduction about Starboard. We are a company that focuses on network research, network analytics, and also product incubation. So on the network analytics side, we're mostly, just trying to help people answer some of the most important research questions, providing research metrics, monitoring dashboards to help users understand the network. For product incubation side, we are trying to leverage on our experience, our insights into this ecosystem, and develop some novel application to help a user better participate in this novel data economies. We are a dedicated contributor in the Filecoin ecosystem. We have been here for over 2 years now. So it's like we actually started Starboard shortly after the Filecoin mainnet has launched. A couple of things that we have built. First is the network health dashboard. It's the most commonly used intelligence dashboard in the Filecoin community. It demonstrates or gives people insights of different aspects of this economy, which I will give a demo later towards the end of the presentation. We also have some use case specific research and toolings, and as some of this, I have just put them in screenshots. We have the FVM Explorer, which I will be giving another introduction as well shortly. It is a feature complete Explorer. It offers a smart contract and code inspection functionalities. So I mean, it's very easy for you to to track the smart contract that you have built and deployed from the Filecoin, the FVM, whether it's FVM testnet for now or the mainnet in the future. You can also validate the code that you have submitted to the network and share the source code with other people with our Explorer. We also have the Filecoin Plus dashboard. So Filecoin Plus an impact of some of the deals or some of the data they want to store on the Filecoin ecosystem. Gives extra incentives for people to store those kind of data. Yeah, so Big Data Exchange is one of the products that we have incubated. It is a service marketplace that helps people do deals to store data and look for storage providers on the Filecoin network. It's a very interesting and also Filecoin specific use case. Feel free to check it out as well. And we also have the SpaceGo Filecoin Data API that provides, access to highly valuable and composable network intelligence. If you want to build something that's data driven or that takes some type of the main agenda today. So first of all, why is Filecoin a novel data economy? What's unique about it? What based on the new economy, how can we interpret it? What additional data does Filecoin provide? And what are some of the potential data-driven opportunities when FVM comes online? Filecoin is really leading the exponential growth in Web3 adoption. It's currently the largest decentralized data-centric economy in the world. It has over 14 exabyte of storage capacity. I've already stored over half of a exabyte of valuable data. It connects over 4,000 storage providers all around the world, and also has over 2 million network users. And from this chart, you can see that the adoption for Filecoin storage has actually been growing exponentially in the past 1 year. And Filecoin adopts this approach of having this really like good data utility about import and export, and that's how the Filecoin economy can get started and also can sustain, right? So basically, Filecoin adopts model where the people within the network actually port data services to the external participants, to the external users in exchange for the value that they have generated and stored. And hence, utility is something that's really important, right? You want to make sure that the utility is always there, so that there's a constant demand for that utility, and that's why the token will get additional demand. And also within the island economy, there's lots of utility supply and also token circulation. But what really connects is that the reputation of the entire network and also the reputation within the network actually matters a lot. So in that sense, what we actually need is more than just like token level information. We need service level information and use case level information as well, which makes Filecoin like really unique. So to recap, so why is Filecoin a great example of a novel data economy? It's because it provides a universal utility, and in this island economy diagram, the utility that the entire island generates is the data services that they provide, and also a unique value proposition of having this kind of provable data. And people from outside the world and also inside the island consume like useful services here, and also in this economy, service quality and reputation really matter. So Filecoin has more data dimensions than most of the other popular blockchains. Just to give you a quick example, for Bitcoin, is mostly just like token data, cannot do anything. You can just have a Bitcoin and transfer them among different addresses. If you're a miner, you can mine Bitcoin, but that's pretty much it. For like a computation driven, like smart contract driven blockchain such as Ethereum, Solana, or like BNB chain, you have token data and also like use case data, because they have actually brought in like real use cases to these networks and to this ecosystem. You start having people who actually have like strong demand for a certain type of use case on top of the Ethereum or like the Solana or the BNB blockchain. For Filecoin, it actually adds even one more layer of data, which is like the service level data. So Filecoin has its own token, so it has token data with the FVM, and also like lots of built-in contract or built-in actors on Filecoin. We can analyze how people are using Filecoin. Specific use cases will be brought to Filecoin. In fact, like storage itself is already a use case on Filecoin. And what's more is that because the reputation system really matters within the Filecoin ecosystem, that's why the service level data can provide additional information, and that actually adds a lot more downstream use cases as well, right? Like when you have reputation, meaning that people are constantly committing their resources or services to a certain thing, and that helps you like differentiate people And then you can use all those data to initiate new types of use cases, which I will get to in a bit. So here are just like some examples of data that's available on Filecoin. You have the token level data, you have the use case level data, and of course, all these are built in for now. But in the future, when FVM comes to the mainnet, there will be more use cases for FVM. I'm sorry, for Filecoin. And also here is an example of a service level data. So you can actually see, actually different storage providers perform differently based on the service level, or like the assumed service level agreement with their clients. Certain penalties has been taken place. Like we have active metrics to track whether a storage providers or a client is fulfilling their supposedly service level agreement. If not, what's the gap and how can they improve? So this is actually something that's very unique to Filecoin and could potentially generate lots of new use cases. And with FVM, there will be like a lot more new type of data that gets generated. But I assume like most of you guys have already participated in some type of like EVM blockchain engineering. So it shouldn't be very surprising to you guys. Those are just like mostly transaction data, metadata, actor information, which is like smart contract information, actor source code, TVL token information, and also like FVM usage and statistics. Because it's very similar to what's already available for other blockchains, I'll just like give a quick overview of them. You see like transaction data, metadata, all of these are actually screenshots from our Explorer, our FVM Explorer. So you can take a look at those as well later. Yeah, so this is not online yet, but I'm just taking this from the Ethereum blockchain, but this could be very useful information as well. So address and account information, and which the address and account information can be associated with the service level or like the reputation metrics with Filecoin as well, right? So when you have a storage provider that is like heavily connected with some type of address, and that address like constantly adopts some smart contract or invoke some smart contracts, and maybe there some relevance that could be useful as well. Usage and statistics, we have a very preliminary usage and statistic page on our Explorer as well. Feel free to check it out. There will be like a lot more usage and statistics that are coming up because it's just like a big topic, and more people get a hand on it. Yeah, so next part, I really want to talk about like how can we leverage Filecoin data and FVM for new business opportunities. Some of them, it's not going to be very surprising to you guys, but some of them I think it's like very unique to the Filecoin economy. So intelligence dashboard, this is like not surprising, right? There are already lots of good dashboards out there. At Starboard, we're trying to do something as well. And very soon, I think there will be lots of good FVM intelligence dashboard coming up. So, but again, this is like known product market fit. People need it, right? People really need it, and it's very useful. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer that's going to come up. Reputation-powered application. I think this could be something that's very unique to Filecoin, right? Because you already have all this unique metrics about existing players on Filecoin, about storage providers, and all of this can generate really like differentiating services or applications. For example, like if you want to do like a lending based on people's reputation, right? So we can kind of assume that if you are a storage provider that provides better services or if you're committing more resources to the network, potentially your risk of defaulting or like risk of just running away could be lower than those who have like bad records about fulfilling their service level agreement with their clients. So that could be a differentiation point between like a really good storage provider versus a bad storage provider. And then what we can do is like we can have like a a DeFi pool that adopts the reputation metrics and provide different rates to storage providers with different reputation metrics. So that is actually a smarter way of whether it's staking or lending money to like storage providers. But that's like very unique, and then you need a very strong record of identifying who are the better or the more reputable miners than the others. Token NFT intelligence, that shouldn't be surprising as well. It's very common among other EVM compatible chains. Adoption analytics, this could be unique to Filecoin as well, because Filecoin actually have lots of storage rooms, right? So storage is something that's unique to Filecoin, and then we can based on storage to provide storage related adoption analytics. And if you take a look at like the NFT intelligence or like the NFT market in general, you probably find that most of the NFTs have their metadata stored on another source, right? It could be like through IPFS. It could even be just like a random centralized provider, and people don't actually check about it. But for Filecoin, you can have like Filecoin native NFT. You can have the NFT's metadata also stored on Filecoin as well, and then you can create like linkage between a Filecoin deal and the Filecoin NFT, right? So that's something that's like gonna be very unique, and which means that everything is stored or like it's verified on Filecoin, and that provides, I think, new value proposition to the market as well. DeFi yield curve analytics. This is also like not very surprising to most of you. Here, I just want to do a quick introduction of some of the resources that Starboard provides and how you can better use it with your upcoming hackathon, and also like even just build new application based on some of the product we provided, or somehow like we can help you to make your life easier. So I'm gonna switch screen. Yeah, so first, this is the network health dashboard that we have created. Basically, this gives you a very like a high level overview of the Filecoin economy. You can just like log into this page and see whether new capacity has been onboarded to the network, whether new deals have been committed. Are people actively using it? What are some potential use cases for burning Filecoin? And also how are the token circulation changing, right? And then for each of these charts, you can just click into the subsections and see the like a breakdown of things. Of course, you can take screenshot. You can view it on our research notebook. You can download the CSV provided on this chart if you want to do like additional analysis. So I think our network health dashboard could become a very good resource for everyone who is like new to the Filecoin ecosystem and just wants an overview of how Filecoin network is doing, how it's like everyone using it, what are some of the like key adoption metrics for this system. In that sense, I think this really provides a very good overview of things. And the other is the FVM. The FVM Explorer. This could be more relevant to the crowd here. But basically, I think it's like pretty intuitive. You have a search bar that you can just search by your ETH or Filecoin address, And then you have a list of, the latest involved contract. So originally we built this for like a contract flora. So that's why a lot of the focus are more, heavy, more prioritized for like contracts. You can also view like latest transactions. Here you can see all the contracts that has been deployed to a certain network, and then you can rank them by, like transactions, like a number of users, also like by impact, right? So impact meaning that how many of the other contracts have caught this contract, or like how many call has been made by this contract. That's dependent on other contract. So we thought like this could be something that's very useful. If you just click into this contract, you can see contract details, internal transaction, contract events, but those requires verification as well. You can also see like if people have verified their source code with us, you can see their contract source code here. So also like if you want to share your source code with someone else, feel free to just use the code verifier, and then it should be very straightforward. And also like the transaction, this is just like the transaction list. You can see what has happened, like what are the key use cases that people have been doing. The final thing is about Spacescope API, right? So as I mentioned just now, the Spacescope API provides lots of highly valuable Filecoin network data. So you can actually see, so the network core is everything about like the Filecoin macro. Actually, our network health dashboard is using Spacescope data to support all the charts. So if you want to recreate some of the charts, feel free to just use the network core dashboard, and then we like break it out into different subsections as well. If you want to check on storage providers aggregate data and all their reputation metrics, use the storage provider section, which gives you like their power, rewards, token balance, and sectors. So 6 sectors is what I mean by like service level information, right? You can see, how many of the sectors are actually being faulted, being terminated, and you can use that as like a key input to some of the application, or like a reputation driven application that you guys are building. And finally, we also provide like a storage deal API. So basically, it's like you can use any of the deal that's already on Filecoin, and then you can check all the deals that's been made, by like a client ID, by a provider ID, by a specific deal ID, and then you can see all the information. First of all, like whether this deal is still alive, right? Is it active? Has it expired or been terminated? And also who has made these deals, right? So use this, like for example, if you want to build like a deal insurance contract, you can use this as an input. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm just like Sylvan on the Filecoin Slack, and I can also share my email as well if you guys have any questions regarding some of the things that I've shared today. Yeah, but that's it. I think we still have a few minutes left. Let's see if anyone has any questions or any additional information I can provide. The storage provider Spacescope API works with hyperspace. So the storage provider API is actually like, the entire network. So it's not for the test net. But again, I think that could be a source of data, like a source of information. If you want to build something on hyperspace, you also want to like make sure that it works well on mainnet, right? So which like the Spacescope storage provider API can give you a more comprehensive view of the existing storage providers, but not just like for storage providers who are participating on hyperspace. I hope that makes sense. Yes, I will provide all the links. Transaction driven from wallet. I don't think that's in our current scope yet, but I mean, happy to connect with you in terms of the request and then see what we can do here.
Thank you, Sylvan. We're just finishing up here our time. So if you have any more questions, feel free to share on the Discord on Spacewarp-chat or the mentorship channel. Thanks everyone. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, thank you guys. Hope this helpful.